All right, let's dive in. Ever wonder how a creative idea goes from just a spark to a full-blown project? Well, today we're getting a unique look inside the creative process of Nicholas Alexander Benson, following an idea all the way from a dream to the finished product. So check this out. The day kicks off at 4:30 a.m., and this is the first line from his dream journal. He's not just passively dreaming here, he's literally taking the driver's seat. This is lucid dreaming, where you become aware you're dreaming and can actually steer the ship, so to speak. For Nicholas, this is where the real creative work begins. So, we're jumping right into what he calls a persistent, lucid dream. Think of it like a TV series that just keeps going night after night. But this morning's episode, it's less about fighting monsters and more, well, it's more like a political drama. And right there with him is his go-to partner in crime, Johnson. Now get this. Johnson is an orange humanoid goldfish who wears a blue astronaut suit, without the helmet, of course. He's the co-star in all these ongoing dream adventures. So where are they? This is the Elven Village. And this isn't just some random made-up place that changes every night. Nope. It's a persistent world, one with its own map and its own history. It's a place Nicholas intentionally goes back to pick up the story where he left off. And who have they been called to see? The Village King. Described as a giant wooden elf, this guy is basically the big boss, the one who represents all the tradition and power in this dream world. So what's the big problem? It's not actually about the recent wereshark invasion. It's about secrets. The king is not happy because he had no idea there was a secret werefish society right under his nose. This whole confrontation is about a breach of trust, not some epic battle. Okay, so Nicholas manages to smooth things over with the king, and the dream ends. But for him, this is where the day really kicks into gear. He immediately gets to work, turning that subconscious dream into actual, tangible stuff. And he doesn't just, jot it down in a notebook. He builds a whole multimedia universe around it. We're talking a podcast, a song, and an animation all produced within hours of waking up. Plus, he's updating a lore wiki to keep track of it all. It's this incredible rapid-fire process of capturing an idea from every possible angle. And this is where it gets really interesting. We see this direct line from his dream to his real life. His AI podcast host, Gemini Nova, breaks it down, connecting the king's interrogation to Nicholas's own real-world need to defend his creative projects. It's like his subconscious is working through his waking life challenges. And here's another piece of it, a little snippet from the dream tune he made that morning. You can totally hear how he's translating the events of the dream straight into a song. It captures the whole vibe of that scene, just in a totally different medium. All right, moving on. With the dream projects rolling, Nicholas turns to a new comic idea. But as any creator knows, sometimes you have a great idea and it just slams into a brick wall. And that's exactly what happened next. The idea itself is pretty awesome, right? A secret world where toys are basically Santa's super spies. Our hero is a discarded, one-armed action figure who gets a call from Santa for a mission, and the villain, a sorcerer who literally steals the life force from other toys to be able to walk. It's got all the makings of a classic story. But here's the roadblock. His vision just doesn't work with the AI tool he's using. For one, the AI kept making the toys human-sized, totally messing with the scale. But the real deal breaker? It straight up refused to generate a character with one arm. That one detail was the entire point of the story. So yeah, the tool was just not going to work. Now, instead of just getting frustrated and giving up, Nicholas pivots. And that moment of friction, that roadblock, actually sparks a brand new idea. An idea that's even better, and it ends up defining the rest of his creative day. This new concept is called super souls. The mythology is super cool. There are these restless spirits with tons of spiritual energy, or ectoplasm, but they can't touch the physical world. So what do? They bond with human hosts and give them powers based on the spirit's own memories. And this idea, it becomes the foundation for a comic he actually finishes that day. The hero is a test subject in a sleep lab who gets possessed by the spirit of an ancient knight. The knight's mission is to protect his own living descendant. So our hero ends up fighting criminals using these ectoplasmic powers that come straight from his dreams. That initial failure led directly to this massive creative win. So, that's the creative journey of the day, right? From dream to roadblock to breakthrough. But what's the fuel behind all this? A couple of other moments from his day kind of show us the discipline that makes it all possible. He's also really curious about the tools he uses. Here, he's checking out leaderboards for large language models, the AI engines behind a lot of these creative tools. He's not just using the tech, he's trying to understand it. He's basically figuring out which tools will best bring his ideas to life, probably to avoid hitting those kinds of walls he ran into earlier. And this right here, this shows you the incredible dedication we're talking about. A 128-week publishing streak. That means he has put out content every single week for more than 2 years straight. That's the kind of consistency and hard work that's happening behind the scenes every day. That same discipline shows up in other parts of his life too. For instance, he eats just one meal a day. It's just another example of that intense focus he brings to, pretty much everything he does. So after this incredibly packed day, what did Nicholas himself count as the highlights? Well, first, resolving that conflict with the king in his dream. Second, walking a charity mile for Feeding America. And third, just having a good time creating and going on a shake date with Ashley. A great mix of the creative, the charitable, and the personal. And that's the arc of this creator's day, a journey from the subconscious, through a creative wall, to an unexpected breakthrough. It really makes you think, right? So let me leave you with this question. If you were logging your own creative highlights for the day, what would they be?